Good morning to you. HawkFanatic.com is brought to you by Patrick Eads and the staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. He is my mouthpiece. Mike's E-Keys for cars. Suple's Building and Remodeling, GT Car and Company. I want to say something about Mike's E-Keys for cars. This guy is amazing. He made before we sold Jan's car. She lost the keys, and he got her a new fob and new keys and set up the car and everything. And no sooner did he do that than we found the old keys. So there you go. He's amazing. Also, brought to you by Suple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Senior Benefits. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Ox Yoke Inn with a great Sunday brunch in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance, Remodeling and Plumbing. Dr. Lance Forbes Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. Here's Tom Suter, and from HawkFanatic.com, it's Pat Harty.
Well, thanks, Captain Steve, for that heartfelt introduction.
Made a mistake last night and watched the game.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was not good.
It wasn't a good game, and Caitlin was off.
Kate Martin was good.
Kate Martin was good. The only three that Caitlin missed is when she just, when the shot clock was over, and she just threw it up in the air.
And it went in.
Yeah, it went in.
I mean, the only one she
perfectly.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said only one she missed.
Yeah, the only one she made.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I forgot it was on, but I couldn't have seen it anyway because I don't have, what was it, Amazon?
Amazon Prime.
But no, just from Twitter, I could tell she's getting ripped on Twitter.
Yeah, she wasn't her best game.
It sounds like teams are just not letting her go to left anymore on her three-point shot, and for some reason she does not like going right.
Well, and there's two people on her all the time.
Well, I just wish she'd get way more ways to score than just either layups or threes. I think she needs that mid-range game.
Yeah, she does.
And that's just not there right now. But it's one game. She'll come back tomorrow and get 30, and people will be worshiping her again. So.
You know it.
But so much of her game on offense right now rides on the three-point shot, and when it's not going in, it seems like she really struggles. What was she?
She just there was somebody on her every
that's basketball,
step of
guys.
the way.
That's just basketball. There was somebody on Michael Jordan every step of the way. I mean, that's just the life of a superstar.
Yeah, two people.
Yeah, I mean, just watch old
just
playing.
On top of her.
Watch Larry Bird played. He faced double teams. That's just life. She's going to have to adjust, and her teammates are going to have to adjust too.
Yeah.
But she's got to go more to her. I just can't believe
her passes were spot.
Well, they're all.
That
never changes. But she's got to go more to her right now, and it's so weird saying that about a right-handed shooter. I mean, it's usually the other way. Right-handers don't go as well to the left, but she is different.
Kate Martin had a good showing.
She did. She hit a logo three, which is I don't know that I've ever seen her hit one.
I think Rob said she had 9 points.
I think she did.
And Caitlin had 10.
She had
11.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of those were at the line. I think 5 points were at the line.
So how many field goals did she have?
3, I think.
Wow. What was her disposition?
She wasn't completely bent out of shape, I didn't think. I mean, she was no worse than normal, but she just didn't. I mean, she had, I think, 8 or 9 assists, didn't she?
Yeah, I think 8.
Uh-huh.
She,
she
a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
Well, the whole team had a lot of turnovers.
But that's just her game, though. She just has, even in good games, she has a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, she did.
So, that's one game. Life goes on.
No, it doesn't.
Well, for some it doesn't. I mean, the people on Twitter that just live their brand through Caitlin, it's just, God, give it a rest.
Stephanie White was not there last night.
Yeah, they keep saying for personal reasons. What's going on?
I believe her mother has been ill.
Oh, okay.
Very ill. But I'm
That's just weird. Eventually, though, why wouldn't you just say that. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know because I read that, and I think it was in a report on ESPN.
I get privacy, don't get me wrong, but maybe they're asking, but eventually, eventually that will come out.
Oh, well, you would
especially
think so.
if she's older, and but they're 6-6. I mean, the thing is, you can make the playoffs in the WNBA by being 500. Now, the Fever are not an upper echelon team right now. They're just
not right now.
They're not. They're just not in that level.
They sure weren't last night.
And I just don't think they are yet. I mean, I don't. They have a ways to go yet. And these off-season acquisitions right now aren't looking as good as I thought they were going to be.
No, Tosh Howard has had some real good games.
She's inconsistent.
Well, she has been.
She's really inconsistent. Sophie Cunningham is consistent on defense all the time, but her offensive game's hit or miss.
Yeah, that's true.
She
hit a couple threes.
I saw her
last
made
night,
a big three. I saw a video of her hitting a three, but man, there's just I don't know. Like I said, they're a team that's still building, and they're 500. I just think a lot of people thought, okay, they're ready to race to the title, and they're nowhere near that good right now.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
But Caitlin's not going to let one game get her down. This is the life of a superstar. Every game you play is going to be dissected, good and bad.
Yeah.
But she'll admit, too, I mean, every superstar has to evolve. I mean, Michael Jordan became a much better perimeter shooter as he played in the league. He didn't want to keep having to drive to the basket and have his body pounded on all the time. To me, Caitlin has to evolve by going to her right more and shooting more mid-range and letting other people set her up sometimes for shots instead of having an onus on her all the time to either make crazy threes or make incredible passes to get other people scoring. But like I said, I think it's still early. It's only her second year. And what did they say? Adversity. What does adversity do? It builds character. Is that what it does?
Yeah. Tires you.
It tires you, and sometimes it depletes you financially.
And ruins your attitude.
Your will to live.
Yeah. I'm just speaking from experience.
There you go. And then yesterday we did have 30 minutes of Iowa men's basketball practice, and what I wrote, you could tell, and this is no knock on Fran, but just different approaches. I mean, the amount of defensive emphasis in yesterday's 30-minute drill, and they weren't doing that just because we were there. But, I mean, it started with this drill where one guy would defend another guy. They'd give the guy the ball at the top of the key, and the guy would literally try to get to the basket against an on-the-ball defender. This drill went on nonstop for about 10, 15 minutes. And then it was 3-on-3, same thing. Then there was a drill 3-on-3 where you couldn't dribble the ball. So they were working on defensive rotations, but also moving without the ball. And they did this. Then it worked up to 5-to-5. And then when the drill stopped, whoever's there, they'd have to run. It was just nonstop. I'm sitting there saying, man, this is mid-June. Look at the tone in here. Now, a cynic would worry about burnout, but I'm not worried about that. That's what these guys live for. And it was impressive. It's just, I mean, I didn't see anything close to a fast break. Now, partly that is due to safety reasons. Ben doesn't want them getting up and down, risk injury. But yesterday, though, during the little time where they could go full court, they couldn't get a fast break because the defense got back so fast because it's such an emphasis. Defense is going to be such an emphasis. Some games may be boring, but if Ben McCollum and the Hawkeyes win 64-60, nobody's going to care if it was boring.
And I want to see fewer baskets scored with 1 second left on the shot clock or 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It seemed Fran's teams played great defense sometimes, but then at the end of a shot clock, the other team would score.
Yeah, I mean, that's
frustrating.
But the biggest problem for Fran's teams was they had so many possessions they had to play on defense because of their offense.
Well, that's true.
Ben's teams the ball won't turn over as much because they're not going to take as many quicks. I mean, there were times when you watch Iowa, they get a rebound, fast break, somebody goes down, 5 dribbles, shoots a 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to see that. It's just a different approach. And I think it's fair to say Ben McCollum and Fran McCaffrey have both won enough games at enough different levels to where both approaches work. Neither one is necessarily better than the other. It's just both serve their purpose. They have a different way they feel basketball should be played. More power to them.
Yeah.
And like Cooper Koch was saying, we never worked on defense the way we are now. That's not him criticizing Fran McCaffrey. That's just him being transparent and honest and basically saying it's just a different environment now.
Yeah.
Defense is more of a priority where it wasn't with Fran.
No, that's right. And Lisa was kind of the same way.
Yeah, she even said it.
Yeah.
Lisa even said it on here. And Lisa had more Fran in her than Ben McCollum, I would think, as far as playing styles. And that's part of the reason Caitlin went there.
Yeah.
I mean, playing style, I mean, she wanted to be home and everything, but I remember talking when we had Caitlin on the radio. I mean, playing style was a big. Caitlin wanted to play fast. She wanted to have the freedom. You imagine Caitlin playing for Fran? Think about that. You imagine them both going after the refs together?
Yeah.
That ref wouldn't stand a chance.
Fran would throw down one chair and she'd throw down the other.
But Caitlin would thrive, and she likes that type of style of play.
But, I mean, when Caitlin's off, that really does give an opportunity to the others to produce. They just did not last night.
Yeah, what did Kelsey Mitchell do?
16 or 17.
17.
She's such a volume shooter. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think she's a great player, but, man, there's times where she takes shots. I'm like, seriously?
And Aaliyah had 16 or 17.
Yeah. She's good for that every night.
Well, usually
she's
she
getting
is.
Pretty consistent. She's getting pretty consistent. I mean, she's going to get you 7 to 12 rebounds, it seems like, every night. She's become a solid player.
She is.
But did DeWanna Bonner play, or is she still out?
She's still out.
See, that's a big loss. And
it is.
They don't have much depth right now. And how did Lexi Hull play? I know she played well on defense because she always does.
She always does.
What'd she do offensively?
Not much. She didn't. Certainly not double figures.
I'm guessing she played a lot, right?
She did, and I think Sophie Cunningham had a better offensive.
Well, if she made 2 threes, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But that's 2 of their key players that are hit and miss on offense. But it is what it is. When's their next game? What channel?
Sunday.
What channel?
ESPN.
Oh, I can watch that one. Caitlin.
Yeah.
Angry Caitlin. We're going to have angry and determined.
Aces.
She's going to be angry and determined on Sunday. So she'll be making 40-foot threes with her back to the basket.
I mean, honest to God, after the shot clock was she just threw the right in.
No pressure.
Yeah.
There was no pressure on her at that time.
Yeah.
But she handles pressure. She just didn't have many of these types of games at Iowa.
No, but she's had a few of them.
Oh, she's had a few of them in the WNBA. Yeah, I mean, she's had. Well, I mean, you think on earlier her first 10 games, 3 or 4 of them were.
Of course, you're playing against the best players in the world.
No, I get you, but she's Caitlin Clark.
She is.
I mean, she's Caitlin Clark. So I always make she's kind of the Jordan of her game, of her league, even though they're completely different types. But I saw some reporter, and I thought it was a joke, was that going around at the press conference before last night's game, going around and asking the members of the Indianapolis Pacers who would win between them and a one-on-one with Caitlin Clark.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on.
And she was being serious. And the one guy's like, well, me 12-2, I'd give her 2 threes, and the girl seemed stunned. And you could tell you could tell they were like, seriously?
Come on.
See, that's not fair to Caitlin.
No.
She doesn't do that crap.
No.
But
and it's
just stupid. I mean, next thing, what do you think Caitlin would be if she decided she wanted to play in the NFL? What position? I mean, but that's just how delusional people
Kicker.
are. But this girl was being serious. Now, one of the players did play along with it. I think he triggered it. Said, well, it depended on how I was feeling and if I had my 3 working. But it was just weird, just some of the stuff that's asked. But I've seen that more. I mean, remember the question, Rob Howe was telling me that his son came up and asked him, because he must have been seeing something on social media, who would win in a one-on-one between Caitlin Clark and Bronny James, LeBron James's son. I mean, seriously?
Bronny James would.
Probably name the score.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean...
Okay, now here's some place where Caitlin would have every chance in the world is a game of horse.
Oh, yeah, without question, yes. Now, unless dunking was involved.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, but no, yeah, and I don't want people to think that I'm knocking Caitlin, but you can't be delusional. I mean, Bronny James is 6'4". He can jump out of the gym. She'd have trouble getting shots off against him if he played defense, and she'd be the first one to tell you that.
Against any of those guys.
Any of those. Ryan Nemhart, the guy they were asking from the Pacers, he's about 6'5". He's a great NBA guard, and I think he seemed resentful that it was being asked.
I think that she's been offered crap like
she
that.
She has been.
By, money.
And she's not an idiot.
Down. Yeah.
She's not. Well, they wanted her to play. Didn't they want her to play on that 3-on-3 men's league?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that would work as long as the men backed off her and let her. And I'm sure they'd be told let her shoot threes, but that's not real either.
No.
I mean, even those 35-year-old NBA veterans would be able to guard her. I mean, these guys are 6'5", 6'6", athletic. I mean,
and long, and they'd block most of her shots.
I mean, but that's just where we are,
and
I
blame doing it forever.
I blame most of it on social media, don't you?
I blame everything on social media.
On everything on social media?
Yes.
What about Trump and Biden?
Yeah.
I divide it all three ways.
Yeah.
Social media, Trump, and Biden. I blame. That's my three places to go for a blame. What do you think?
I agree with the first two.
Yeah.
So not Biden? We got to
Biden.
blame Biden for something. Can't we blame him for something?
Biden yesterday.
He's down. He Juneteenth.
Yeah, he went down to.
He flew
commercial, and he's going up and down the aisles signing everybody's autograph.
Well, someone tweeted that he got into it with a person sitting next to him. They couldn't decide who got to use the armrest. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, that's
He was joking.
real world stuff.
Guy was joking.
Yeah, but they were joking. Yeah, but I mean, no, he went down there. Meanwhile, Trump goes, "We got too many holidays."
I saw that.
Too many holidays on Juneteenth.
I know. I mean, hey, at least he's transparent.
But anyway.
But yeah, that was. I'm glad I didn't watch.
They want to make her, though.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, they try to tempt her into becoming a freak show.
Yes, and she's not going to do
And
that.
she's not. Yeah.
She's too smart.
Yeah.
No, a 3-point shooting contest. Caitlin and Steph Curry.
I think it'd be great.
I'd give Caitlin a chance.
Yeah, I would
I'd
too.
give her a serious chance.
And against everybody else but Steph Curry, I think she'd probably
a
beat
3-point
most of
shooting
them.
contest between Caitlin and Ryan Nemhart, I'd probably pick Caitlin. If it was just 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Ryan Nemhart would, if he wanted to, okay, I'm going to throw this ball off the backboard and do a 180 behind the back dunk. You know, NBA players can do that stuff in their sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, you just got to be.
Yeah, it was just an off night, and I thought the announcers made a little too much of it too.
Well, she's their meal ticket. They have to.
Yeah.
Well, but keep in mind that most of the WNBA announcers, they use the home teams.
Yeah, those were
Homers.
Valkyries.
Yes.
Homers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Homers.
So you're always going to have a little bit of that.
Yeah, but I mean, no, she had an off night. She still had 11 points.
Did you stay up for the whole game?
Yes.
So what was that, like at 11 o'clock our time?
11:10.
And then
Who's
Oh,
counting?
it started at 8 o'clock our time?
9.
9.
The game wasn't over at 10. Oh, you
11,
only watched
11.
I said
I
11.
No, I said 11. Okay.
I said 11.
So then when
it
you
was over at 11:10.
So you went to bed, and when did you get up?
At 3.
So you're working on about 3.5 hours sleep?
No.
Maybe.
No, you had major naps during the day, didn't you? During the day leading up to that?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
No naps at all?
No naps, no craps. Okay?
I didn't say anything about craps. I'm not concerned about the craps. I just know about the naps.
I'm just jumping ahead.
Naps.
No naps.
No craps.
No craps.
You ever do a crap then a nap? Let's hope you don't do a nap and then a crap.
Well, I'm 76.
You'd have a reason. You'd have an excuse. That poor kitty's outside the door wanting food.
Seriously?
Yeah, well, when I pulled up, it was laying down by the bushes over there, and then it followed me to the door.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then when Deb opened the door, it kind of moved away, but she says it's hungry, but she says she feeds it.
We have food for it.
Well, it looks really hungry. So during the break, why don't you lay some food out?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen it didn't move when I walked by, too. It just stood there. And it was just lounging out right in the grass there.
Brown cat or white cat?
White cat. And it looks tired, hungry, and depressed.
The white cat generally.
Well, that's
I'm
you.
tired.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
The white cat usually what?
The white cat usually generally looks pretty well fed, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's starving, but it does look hungry.
That white cat, when it sees a mouse, though, it is jumping up and down. It's jumping up and down.
Oh, we have a cat that does that in our neighborhood
Yeah,
with chipmunks.
yeah.
And there has been a reduction in chipmunks. Chipmunks do a lot of damage, man. They're annoying.
Chipmunks have never.
They dig holes by the
feeding-
foundation. They're a pain in the ass.
I'm feeding them.
God, I miss Lakota.
Yeah.
Chipmunks.
They make other dogs like Lakota, friend.
They-
Get one.
No, I know, but I just.
Yeah, just go with whatever vicious dog. Just go in and say, "Kid, I have a
Vicious,
really
heartless
vicious
Lakota was
dog.
not a vicious, heartless dog. I should say, was she. Let's take this.
Hello.
Hello, I'm wondering what a cat looks like when it's depressed.
Like this white cat outside our our door.
Their body language is kind of they're defeated.
Well, the fact that it walked up to the door that was unusual. Usually they scam.
Yeah, it's a feral cat.
It came up to the door and it stood there looking in the door waiting. Is somebody going to feed me?
Well, my cat wants food all the time. I told him, no, you're getting to be too chunky. So I was just wondering if he's depressed. Anyway, I was wondering, last night I couldn't watch Caitlin because I don't have that Amazon thing, but I watched the Pacers and Thunder, and I can't believe that in one game Thunder will be tons better than the Pacers, and in another game Pacers are tons better than Thunder.
Part of
But
that
last
is
night, the
part of it
Pacers
is home
just
court.
led the whole game.
Part of it is home court.
Oh, big part of it's home
Yep.
court. And I don't think either
Well,
team's
they said
great.
they thought the crowd did a lot in there to help them.
I don't think either team's great, and I've hardly watched any of that series.
I watched a very little
I've
bit
maybe
of
watched like 2 or 3 minutes of that series. I just don't have any interest.
Yep, same.
Let's just kind of run. Well, for the start of the third quarter, for 5 minutes there, it was back and forth, and no baskets. Everybody missed.
That's basketball,
Yeah.
truly.
Well, is it supposed to be bad today?
No, it's going to be really.
I know, but have you been outside right now? It's
Dangerously.
beautiful
Yeah.
out. I mean, what's the temperature now?
Boy, not through this window. It's
68. No, there's another storm coming.
Well, no, but when I got out of the car, I
Yeah.
just got met with a beautiful breeze and no humidity.
Yeah.
That's going to change,
Well, I have to
obviously.
get
gonna
groceries,
change.
and I don't want to get it in the rain.
I'd go now, though, Carn. It's beautiful out right now. And
Well, you're going to get
Go
into
and not
you're going to get
listen
into
you
a
guys with your
storm.
wonderful program.
well, I mean, it's beautiful temperature-wise. Right
Oh
now.
yes, yes.
Temperature wise,
And it's not raining right now.
Yeah, but it's
Okay,
coming.
guys.
All right.
Well, have a good day.
Thanks, Karen.
Well, I thought it'd be a lot hotter right now, but like I said, I was stunned when I went outside.
Well, we're going to get hit with everybody, and I mean the whole Midwest.
Well, we've already gotten rain. I'm
Be
fine
under
now.
this heat dome.
So yeah, but we've gotten enough rain here in the last 24 hours to where the plants and everything should be doing fine.
They should be.
That's all I asked for, and it was nice, steady rain too. It wasn't.
Yep.
It wasn't
Well, there should be some more yet this morning. But
Yeah, we
then
could use a
clearing
little bit.
off later.
and then clearing off and getting really hot. I may try to mow my yard probably tomorrow. Do we have rain tomorrow?
No,
Okay, I'll do it tomorrow.
just high humidity and 95 degrees.
Yeah, perfect lawn mowing.
I thought I read where it's going to be like 97 today.
No, 91.
Okay, it's got a ways to go.
Yeah, and then mid 90s all week long till Tuesday, and then showers and storms.
Yeah, it's late June. Summer's here.
Yeah.
And now I received some stunning news yesterday from my friend Mike McConnell. Said they're actually pouring concrete yesterday at the Popeyes.
Seriously.
Yes.
Now all they got. They're just pouring concrete.
Yes.
Jesus.
They don't have any signage yet.
This is the most ridiculous.
I know.
I mean, how long has it been up there now? 2.5 years? 3 years?
Maybe not that long. But they started it, I think, 2 years ago.
It's a damn prefab. It's a prefab building.
Yeah.
Well, look how long it took to put Marcos in there. I mean, that took a while.
Yeah.
Didn't that take 2 years?
Yeah, about
That was a hood. They needed a...
So
yeah,
event.
They needed some
Event.
kind of vent.
Yeah.
And they needed
So what's the delay for
design.
Popeyes?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
It's the old Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it ain't there anymore. Hey, will you feed the cat?
They're hiding under Hunter's car.
Huh?
They're hiding from the rain under Hunter's car.
Oh, but they're still up. They must be hungry if they're still hanging around here.
So more than one cat is here.
Put some food out for him.
What kind of food do you guys have for them?
Meow mix.
Oh, okay, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cats ask for it by name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's them. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, I told you our appeal got denied from Spotify, and I guarantee you it was AI. I don't think
yeah,
I don't
no,
think it's
absolutely.
I'm going to try to reach out to.
Well, before there was AI, it's a computer. So
I'm going to try to reach out to their customer service, but Rob and I this weekend we're just going to figure out a new path moving forward. And if we can't have Spotify, then we'll figure out a way to we'll figure out a way to move on.
Well,
we got to get back to doing podcasts again.
There's tons of them.
There are.
And I would, myself, would go to iTunes.
That's one of the options we've thought about, and now we've got people saying, "Hey, I have Apple, and your podcasts aren't showing up there." And I'm like, "Yes, because we're not posting podcasts right now." You know, I mean, I made 2 announcements on Twitter.
But if you put it on iTunes, it'll show up.
But this
on
whole
others.
thing is a pain in the ass.
We didn't even ask.
Ridiculous.
We didn't even ask iTunes.
2 radio shows from 4 years ago is what this is from. And it'll be interesting to see if I can get somebody from customer service, because I've been told their customer service is terrible.
Well, it's the
and the bigger a company gets, the worse their customer service gets.
Absolutely.
Because you get further and further from any human contact.
But we never asked to be on iTunes, and both stations, 99 Plus and this station, are on iTunes.
I just can't imagine, though, if we presented our case to a human there and said, "Hey, this is what happened. We don't play music anymore. It can't happen again." I would think they would at least consider. But AI, it's all just it's a process.
I doubt you're gonna get a human, but
which is amazing if you think about it. But no, this is just something that I do not want to have to be dealing with. It's a pain in the ass because of 2 freaking radio shows.
Do not blame
from 4 years ago.
Well, they're gonna find more radio shows with music, I bet. It depends on how far they go back.
Well, my guess is, I think if they found more with us. Somebody actually got on there, and they weren't joking. They think when we played that G.G. Allen song, that could be one of it. Because we did play his song, and
but we played other music.
But I'm guessing though, had they would have found more by now. I mean, because they're obviously doing the search right now, because they gave us our first warning. But it's I don't know. It's just so
frustrating. Isn't it?
So annoying.
It is.
Yes, it's annoying.
Yeah. Well, the whole.
2 radio shows from 4 years and 2 months ago. That's the cause of it.
It's BS.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we'll hopefully get something figured out this weekend moving forward. Because
if you get a hold of customer service, say, look, it's from a radio station.
That's what I'm going to do.
And they have the rights to BMI, ASCAP, everything.
But I'm just going to say that when it happened, we don't even do the music anymore. We don't risk it anymore. But who knows?
G.G. Allen. That'd be ironic,
wouldn't it?
If you get kicked off because of G.G. Allen. I never even heard of G.G. Allen before you.
And now Suter's watched his documentary.
I sure have, and enjoyed it, most of it.
Jeez.
See, I didn't enjoy it. I was just like jaw.
There were a couple any of the fecal material scenes were disturbing.
And there was a lot of fecal throughout.
There were a few
fecal
scenes.
played a role.
There were a few disturbing scenes with fecal
the
material.
Blood, the shards, and the fecal. That was a Cowsill song, wasn't it?
Yes.
The blood, the shards, and the fecal. We should try to reach out to them again. See, is the daughter still around? She was the one that was mean, right?
No, she's
mean and dismissive, right?
Yeah. No, they just did a
lent on a shirt. That's what we were.
They did a something for public broadcasting. Seriously.
And yet she was offended by asking if they wanted to.
I mean, seriously, I'm not just making it up or assuming it. She was literally offended by me wanting her to come on.
I think that's hilarious. I don't know why. I just think that's really funny. The sister from the Cowsills.
That is funny.
I don't get it.
So are they still performing? There's none left.
Well, there's
the brothers are all dead, aren't they?
No, there's a brother left.
Oh, there's one left? One died in Katrina, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's... Yeah, well, you get fake cows.
Well, I know. I mean,
everybody's a cow.
I mean, doesn't Kansas have a band where nobody? Aren't there like 3 Kansas bands?
Yeah, there's. Well, I know of 2 Kansas bands because we had one of them when the competing station in Davenport had the other one, and we had them at the same time.
So, which one has more original members? Or are they all gone?
I don't know what they had, but we had the drummer was a cousin of their keyboard, their original.
Because I'm guessing guys in Kansas got to be your age,
for sure,
older than you guys. Probably.
Okay, now another example of this kind of thing at the Engler Starship is going to play.
Yeah,
no Mickey Thomas.
No Marty Balin.
No Marty Balin, no Grace Slick. The only original member is an 85-year-old guy.
We built this city.
Sign me up.
Can you imagine him doing White Rabbit? Dead Rabbit.
Evidently, their female singer, though, is quite good. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing she's probably in her 20s, 30s, or 40s, too. Have you seen, I mean, I haven't seen Grace Slick lately. I mean, is she as slick as she used to be?
No, but I mean,
well,
But she's
none of
90.
us are,
she's a
but-
good-looking old lady.
Well, she was a good-looking young lady.
Well, she's a little heavier, a lot heavier actually.
that's-
but she's
That's
know
part
she
of aging.
Yeah, but she looks fine.
Good for her. And she's still alive and healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of those people from that
And
era are.
I think that the original Starship
well, that's Paul Cantor.
does
And,
get some money from this Starship touring, whereas the original Kansas was suing the two Kansases that were touring because they weren't making any money off of it, other than royalties for the song.
I know the casino has Starship sometime this year with Mickey Thomas.
God. Well, I know one place I won't be. No, I'm going to go there and just start yelling Freebird through the whole. See how long I last.
Seeger,
Freebird. But
2 night moves.
I want. Do they do stuff? They don't do stuff from like Surrealistic Pillow, do they now? Those Starship.
No, it's Starship.
It's just the stuff from like the late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Wasn't Paul Cantor in Starship?
Yes.
I know he was part of the original members of.
We
he's
built
dead.
this city.
Yeah. I remember watching an interview with him and acknowledging the change in format and style of their band, but he brought up a good point. A lot of the bills are being paid. He made some reference. Hey, it's money. It's business.
Well, and let's face it. You couldn't do that. That is so dated.
Oh, yes.
It really is.
Yes.
I mean,
Now, I still would rather listen to White Rabbit than We Built This City. And I wouldn't want to listen to either one.
I
but
don't
if I had to choose, I'd go White Rabbit.
I'd go-
We Built This City is one of the worst songs that's
I don't
ever
understand
been
the
made.
attitude of that.
I
It's
disagree.
ridiculous.
I don't understand that.
What, We Built This City?
I
It's
know
just
why people hate that song. Was a bona fide hit.
crap.
It hit number 4 and stayed in the top 5 for many weeks.
Throwing chart numbers doesn't work with me. I
don't understand.
chart
White
numbers.
Rabbit,
I
Jesus
mean, Mickey
Christ.
was number 1. I mean, that
Not
doesn't
for
work.
long.
But it was number 1. I
no,
mean,
your
No, I don't think Mickey
but it
was
was
number
Break
1.
My Stride. Those songs were all popular.
No, your point's popular does not equal good.
Does not equal good in my
and
book.
it never has.
Well,
But sometimes it is.
I live unpopular. If the
I
people
know.
like
Trust
it,
me, I know you do.
Well, I mean,
I know you do.
well, or else you don't have listeners. I mean, the classic rock stations now, for the most part, the ratings aren't that good. The people they don't remember it now. You go 25 to 54, and everybody over 44 remembers it, but under 44.
But see, I'm a person, and I don't rely on the radio for music.
Of course, my daughters are 29 and 32, and Amy absolutely hates like 70s rock. Just can't.
I don't think Molly likes it
stand
either, does she?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah.
No, you're a dying breed, Harty.
Man, I'll die with pride. I'll die with
You
pride,
got-
integrity,
you got-
and purpose. What do you, Hunter? What we built the city? You like it, Hunter?
I'm a huge fan of the Jefferson Airplane. I still like their music.
Okay, Hunter's on my side. He
Well,
likes
you
it.
said Jefferson Airplane.
What about Starship?
I don't think it's dated at all. I think it's really good.
I'm half
You're
and half on
out
that.
of your mind.
I will.
No.
I agree with you in some ways, Hunter, but I also can see why somebody would think some of it's dated. I mean, but
I can't say it.
but like I said, White Rabbit's better than We Built This City, right, Hunter?
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
During its time, White Rabbit was much better to me.
Find
than-
someone to love.
That's great. Somebody to love.
That was
great
somebody
song.
to love.
Yes.
That stands the test of
That's
time.
a great song.
Much
Yes.
better than We Built This City.
Yeah,
When
much
Marty
better than
Ballin.
White Rabbit.
How about that
Jesus.
Marty Ballin nonsense? Run away with me. That crap from the
Hey,
late
Ben.
No, he
70s.
didn't work for me.
Hey, man.
Marty Ballin.
That's the guy. You know, I am 76. I had to play that crap, and I hated it. Then I thought it's stupid.
White Rabbit wasn't one of my favorite songs, but Surrealistic Pillow is I mean, you can't. That album accomplished a little bit. Do you have that album, Hunter? Surrealistic Pillow? I do too. So, but we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
I broke it. I put it in my driveway, and I ran it over.
Actually, like I said, mine has barely been touched, and it's still in the original.
It's the beauty of music. You like what you like.
But I do not find myself listening much to Jefferson Airplane anymore these days. Whereas I'll still put Zeppelin, Doors, Pink Floyd. I'll put those on.
Going home.
Steely Dan,
I'm
Allman Brothers,
I'm jamming.
Talking Heads, Bob Marley.
I like Bob Marley.
How about Talking Heads?
He
No,
hates
I
it.
don't like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Bob Marley.
I like Talking Heads.
Early Bob Marley from 62 to 66 is the best. Mr. Brown, put it there.
Dancing Shoes.
That's a good one. Yeah, early Bob Marley.
Yawn.
It's great. Could you be? Oh, Spotify. There's an agent from Spotify out there now. They're gonna take me.
Nice.
They're gonna take me away.
It's nice.
Somebody in a Spotify mask comes and you never hear from me again. They take me away in some van.
You go to Venezuela.
Next week I'm in Venezuela for music copyright infringement.
And they're blaring, break my stride.
Break my stride. That's what they should do to those.
What did we do to Noriega? Well, we set up speakers.
Oh yeah, what music did they play? That would have been like 1989.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could have been a lot of different. Maybe like Rod Stewart, If You Think I'm Sexy.
They were blaring. God.
Yeah, no, they were. I can't remember. I remember watching that on TV.
Yeah, blaring this music at Noriega.
Yeah, he was a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, should we take a break?
Yeah, I
Quarter-
think that'd be
quarter
a good
till.
thing.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to a little bit of Surrealistic Pillow while we're taking a break here, and we'll be right back.
1-800-800-ROSE.
1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number, 1-800-800-ROSE, your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember,
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
You take great care to maintaining your home or business inside and out. But maybe, just maybe, there's something missing. Something that makes your home stand out among the others in your neighborhood. Something that makes your business pop and increases traffic. Something that you can change and customize at your command. Well, there's a solution, and that's Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuminlights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course lighting for all your favorite sports. The Illuminlights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuminlight's LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. For more information about Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting, go to BigDogTEK.net or give them a call at 319-395-0800. That's 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
On an athletic team, you need team players, good athletes, superior equipment, and the best coaches available. In real estate, you need to have a good title and settlement team at your disposal. Hi, this is Steve Anderson. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, you need quality title and settlement services. Consider the team at Hawkeye Title. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
We've said it for years. We want to give you our best price or most competitive price up front, and now Ford's brought that to the table.
Just makes you feel good.
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams with Deary Ford.
It's a true Ford employee pricing plan.
As if you work for Ford or you're a retiree from Ford.
You could walk in and buy a new Ford for less money than I could purchase one for.
I have never seen Ford do a sale like this.
The From America for America event.
Sale extended through July 6th. Deary Ford, Iowa City.
When we say here for you, we mean it.
It's a great deal.
The Oxyoke Inn is ready to serve you with the same fresh food, prepared to order and served with a passion that you've come to expect since 1940. Serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, family-style banquets, and carry-out daily. Reservations are easy at oxyokeinn.com or call for big or small tables and private rooms. We can't wait to serve you soon at the Oxyoke Inn.
The Oxyoke Inn.
In the heart of Amana.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Some showers and thunderstorms around in the morning, then increasing sunshine in the afternoon, breezy and very warm with highs in the lower 90s. Warm and muggy tonight with lows only dropping down into the upper 70s. That sets the stage for a hot and humid weekend. Highs in the mid-90s, heat index values above 100. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Right now, it's 69 degrees.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
We're back.
We are.
After arguing music for the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Neither side is willing to budge. Good music versus bad music. I'm just glad I'm on the right side.
Yeah, whatever. One pill makes you larger. No, sorry.
One pill makes you small.
Yeah, I never could.
What song's that?
White Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all.
Okay, White Rabbit or Inagata Davida?
White Rabbit.
Okay.
Inagata Davida.
You ever played it from start to finish?
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
So you played it from start to finish on the air?
Yes.
You probably never have on your own just to want to listen to it, have you? So you've played a 20-minute song on the air before?
Yes, on KFMH, yes.
Oh, on KFMH, but not like on a real radio station.
Well, it was a real radio station.
But that's online, though. I'm talking about...
No, I'm talking about when we were...
Oh, when it was on... Okay,
yeah.
So you played it 20 minutes?
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
People liked it.
Okay.
No, people would request it all the time.
This back in like the 70s?
Yeah, 70s and
because that came out
80s.
in like 68 or 60.
Yes,
Wasn't that
70s and 80s? People requested all. Jim, yes. Is that in the library? It is
not. Now I will say that I'm not a huge Iron Butterfly fan, and Inagata Davida. I mean, was it neat? Was Eric Brand the guitarist? Yeah. When they cut that album, he was like 17.
Yeah.
Their lead guitarist.
Oh, it's a really stupid
Well, they
song.
should have let him grow up.
It's a really
but
bad,
obviously
song.
people liked it.
No, they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got requests for it all the time.
Yes.
God, I can only imagine how they. Can you imagine editing that song down to 3 minutes?
A piece of cake.
God. But I was never a big fan. Did they have any other song that had any popularity? Iron Butterfly?
Not that I know.
Not that I recall.
Okay, yeah, because I don't recall any.
Yeah.
So.
No, people called for that all the time. And people called for the end all the time.
I was never a big fan
of
that.
And I ended up putting a sticker on the track because we were playing albums.
Well, the end got its rebirth from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, well.
Because it had kind of died out because he'd been dead for about 6 or 7 years.
It's so bad.
Yeah, people loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's depressing. I mean, he wants to kill his parents, and it just...
No, it's just ridiculous.
And it just goes on it's just too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not a...
No, I put an end to it.
The End is one of those songs where I will skip over it if I'm listening to the Doors, just like Moby Dick with Led Zeppelin. I'm just not a drum solo guy. Never really have been.
No.
I don't mind listening to a couple minutes, but I mean that Moby Dick. People love that. I love John Bonham. Don't get me wrong, but I listened to about 3 minutes of that. And I'm like, okay, let's get to the songs again. That's how I am every time I listen to a drum song.
You know, I played all this. We would always say, you know, we play, and we did play a wider variety of music than any other station, and we mixed in blues and stuff. But boy, I got, you know, the requests was, you know, Stairway to Heaven, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and all. And I was actually so sick of Stairway to Heaven, I couldn't.
So is Robert Plant.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that revived me on it was the Hart performance.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean,
wow.
I love that, but it's not like I've gone back to listen to Stairway to Heaven a lot more.
No, but I mean...
But I saw an interview with Robert Plant where he was hoping Kashmir would be the song that they are remembered more than Stairway to Heaven, because he says his views have changed. And, I mean, I haven't really sat down to digest the lyrics of Stairway to Heaven enough to know, but he says that he regrets that. No, regret was the word, but just that I think he's annoyed by that's the song everybody associates Led Zeppelin with. But see, I don't. That's not my favorite Led Zeppelin song. I like it, but it's not anywhere close to being my favorite Led Zeppelin song.
It was just a weird time back then.
1971.
You know, but I mean, even in it, you know, in '65, radio goes back. You know, most formats and top 40 formats at least go back 6 years. We were playing stuff with the Beatles. And then you'd get a damn song by Steve and Edie Gourmet. You know, I mean, Steve Lawrence. Yeah, I mean, and it was on the chart, and you would play.
Wasn't that Steve and Edie Gourmet live at the Fillmore East? Opening for the Allman Brothers.
I went from I remember doing a set, you know, following the format that they made you follow, and you know, you got the Beatles, and then all of a sudden you got Led Zeppelin, and then you got Steve and Edie.
But top 40 has always been schizophrenic because by its nature, it's popular songs.
Yeah.
And just from talking the three or four of us here, there's very little common ground between what you like and what you don't.
When I left KSTT, it was like 72. We were playing the Stones, and we were by then they had been convinced to play Bob Dylan and stuff. And then Donna Fargo, Happiest Girl in the USA. And I mean, and I'm going, really? Are we going to play this? You know,
it's a big hit.
Yeah.
Helen Reddy, I Am Woman. Did you play that?
God, yeah, I had to.
Helen Reddy, she opens up for like Zeppelin. Did that ever happen?
Huh?
Helen Reddy opens up for the Pink Floyd.
I hated that stuff.
I didn't like that song. She was a pretty good singer, I thought, but I didn't like her music very well.
Yeah, I didn't like.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does, because she's got a good voice and everything, and you know, can harmonize and everything. But the music, I Am Woman.
Hear me. What's it say? I am. Uh-oh, Spotify.
I thought Angie Baby. I thought was a real good song. I liked that song.
I remember that song. How about Angie Baby or Jolene by
Jolene?
I'd give you that.
Jolene's a great song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her songs are great.
Yeah, no, she's a great writer.
Yeah, she really is. Her songs are great.
And she's isn't she in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Yeah.
She is, but Supertramp isn't.
And they nominated somebody from the Wrecking Crew. What's her name?
Carol Kane.
Carol Kane, and she won't accept it.
It's funny though, the Dolly Parton and
because that would overshadow the others in the race.
Dolly Parton and NWA are in the Hall of Fame, but Supertramp isn't. Can somebody make that make sense? That is weird. My guess is Supertramp. I mean, they're putting 5 or 6 guests in every year now. It's going to get to the point where, hell, no offense, Landslide may get put in.
I hope we do.
The way eventually you run out of bands, just like what they're doing though with.
Well, which is why they had to cross genres to even fill it up.
But you know what, though, Tom? You don't have to do that. I don't know why they have to have 6 nominees every year.
I don't know either.
It doesn't make sense. Why do you always have to do that?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Hell, I think Landslide is more qualified than a band that's not even a rock.
Well, I agree.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Sure.
I mean, Dolly Parton should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And she's the first one to tell you that.
NWA should be in the Rapper Hall of Fame, just like Dolly should be in what, the country or
pop if you had a
yeah.
pop.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense. But hey, I wanted to play. I asked Tavian Banks yesterday, the basketball version, about Tavian Banks, the football player, and here just a second.
Oh, good.
A lot of people said the running back Tavian Banks, right? Yeah.
You spelled his first name different.
Yeah, Tavian.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when I was at Drake, a lot of people asked me if I was his son, and I didn't know who this was at first. I didn't know who he was, and then I looked it up as soon as I got done. After we got done talking about it, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. It's pretty crazy. It's just spelled with an A. When I got here, a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, same questions, and when I meet new people, they ask me the same thing. So I think it's pretty funny. I didn't know. Well, I hope I can. I have the same name as him, and I hope I can leave with the same reputation as him.
I thought that was
good.
Good
answer.
I thought that was pretty cool, and it also made me feel really old. You know, because Tavian Banks is about 15 years younger than me. You know, and this guy's talking about how they thought he was. But you know, Tavian's last year was 97. He was so what? That's how long ago is 97? That's
28 years ago.
I mean, Tavian's 50.
Yeah.
Those guys, Tavian and Tim. Tim Dwight is nearly 50 years. Think about that. Does that make you feel old?
I feel old.
Anyway, you don't
Does
need.
that make me feel?
You don't need to be reminded. No, it's just crazy when you think of guys like
No.
Tim Dwight and Tavian Banks are like 50 years old now.
My fake knee reminds me.
Is it bugging you?
My thinning hair reminds me.
How's your knee doing?
It's doing pretty good. Do
you ever hop on it one leg at a time?
No.
Sweet Jesus.
So does it still hurt at all?
No, there's a little tightness in the muscles, but it's getting better and better. No,
I mean, it's been It's been about 5, 6 months.
They
right?
said between 6 months and the end of the year, I won't even notice it, and I don't think about it now. Actually,
when do you think the clicking will go away?
The clicking is so damn loud.
I know,
and it clicks to the tune of "Break My Stride."
And let me see. I've got another interview.
I told Suter the only reason I don't play "Break My Stride" on here
is because of your knee.
It's because of him.
Do you guys want to hear from Brendan Hawson?
Yes, I would love to hear from Brendan Hawson.
What was it? The obvious reason, Coach Mack, the culture he's built. Doesn't matter where he's been. You look at his resume. He wins. He wins at a high level. And he told me nothing but the truth, and that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So.
What was that truth?
That it wasn't going to be easy, but that we were going to be held accountable. We were going to be pushed every day. He was going to push me to be my best, and ultimately try to get me to reach my goals.
3 schools for you. Is that hard?
I wouldn't say it was the plan I had, but God has other things, and it's definitely not been easy on my family. And moving, 3 times in 4 years takes a lot on you mentally. But this is what I signed up for, and it's my job.
How are you doing physically?
I'm good. I had a little bone bruise to start the summer, and they're just watching that day to day. So I could be back any second. I've been working out and everything, so everything's fine.
So what's the logistics of being around a bunch of new guys?
The guys are great, and I'm kind of used to it now. It's the nature of the sport. But these guys have been awesome, and they brought me in like a brother, and it's been neat to see a lot of guys that came with Coach Mack.
So what's your 3-point range? How far do you feel comfortable?
Usually out to the logo. I'd say the logo.
Okay. Those are famous around here.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark.
What's different here so far? I mean, I know that every place has got to be different, but what's different in this program that you can tell already?
I would definitely say the style of play. Everywhere's got their own ways of doing things, but I'd say the culture stands out. Again, Coach Mack is first class and pushes guys. So there's a standard, and he gets guys to that point.
All right.
And we got one more if you want to hear from Cooper Koch.
I'd love to hear from Cooper Koch.
It's really good. The first week was a little weird just with the whole new locker room and new coaching staff knew everything, but we're getting used to it now, and I think it's going to be a fun year.
How you feeling physically?
I'm feeling great. Been going full board for a while now, so just looking forward to getting after it again.
How much is defense emphasized? It seems like this practice, defense is everything.
Yeah, we emphasize defense a lot. We work on it every day. And I know we didn't work on it that much last year, so it feels like a lot to me, but these guys are saying it's not that much right now, so can't wait till the season when we work on it a lot more.
And you came back as one of two, sorry, as already asked us there, so one of two guys coming back. Why come back?
I just like the culture that Coach Mack was bringing to the team. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the players, the fans, and just everybody involved in Iowa basketball, and I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
And what was his pitch to you to get you back here?
He knows I'm an Iowa fan through and through, and he wants people that want to be at Iowa, and I wanted to be a part of that.
And how important was part of that decision to come back, having your dad play here and be part of that tradition?
I wouldn't say it was that much of a factor, but he wanted me to go through the process and see what else was out there and see if anything caught my eye, but I know Iowa's going to be the spot for me, so I'm excited to stay. It's really good.
So there you go. Yeah. There you go.
So anything you saw, Pat, surprise you?
Not really. Well, the kid from Valley is big. That
Yurok.
He's a big kid, and he moves pretty well. I'll tell you what, Ben's kid is a little bigger than I thought, and he looks just like Jeff Horner. I kept saying, he looks like just Jeff Horner from the neck up, and he's a little taller than I thought, but see, Hassan didn't practice, so we couldn't really see him make threes. I like the kid from Oklahoma, Tate Sage.
Yes.
He made a couple nice plays. He made a couple threes. He looks decent. But no, nothing really, because I expected it to be precise, motivated, and just the attention and just the expectation on defense. That I expected that, and boom, that was it. I saw that right away. And again, I mean, in like Cooper Koch, you can say that they emphasize defense more than they did under Fran, but that's not necessarily criticism of Fran. Fran just had a different way of coaching and trying to win games. And you don't take 4 different teams to the NCAA tournament without being able to coach. So both truths, both can be true. Now, I do think Iowa was getting to the point where they did need to make some changes on defense, but I just don't think Fran, at this stage in his career, is interested. He wants to play a certain way. And see, the thing is, Ben's teams, part of the reason they're really good on defense, of the hustle and everything, but also, too, because of the amount of possessions. They just don't have as many possessions. They take longer to shoot the ball. Fran's teams, if I had some criticism with some of Fran's teams, they quick shot the ball at times.
Sometimes they did.
They quick shoot the ball and then just get sliced and diced in transition on defense. I mean, I loved Peyton Sanford. There were times, though, I thought Peyton quick shot the ball. And he even admitted that at times. But there were also times when those guys were on, when Fran's teams were on, like at the Big Ten tournament in 2022, which is really not that long ago, they're hard to beat.
Yep.
I mean, when those teams, when they were making threes and just meshing and playing enough defense, that 2022 Big Ten tournament run, that was not a fluke, even though they lost in the first round of the NCAA. Iowa was easily capable of winning that tournament, which they did. It was no fluke. They were a good team. But then that says what happened against Richmond. Well, Richmond, a really good point guard, set the tone, and that was, to me, that was the biggest difference, was how that little point guard just dominated that game on both ends. Kind of just set the whole tone.
Yeah, and it was, I would call that perhaps one of the more disappointing Iowa games in history.
Well, yeah, because didn't that team have Wieskamp?
Yeah.
Keegan Murray?
Yes.
It didn't have Luka, did it? No, it didn't have Luka. Or did it? No, Luka wasn't on that team.
Luka was on the Big Ten championship team, wasn't he?
No, that was Keegan. That was Keegan and Chris Murray. Luka was
gone by then.
Luka was gone, but still, that Iowa should not have lost to Richmond.
Jordan Bohannon.
That was a bad. Yeah, but the problem with Bohannon against Richmond, he was a liability on defense.
Against Richmond,
he couldn't stop that little point guard. Yeah, but that was a bad loss, and I don't think Fran ever really recovered from that loss in the eyes of the fans. Fran moved on from it. No, I mean, Fran was a master at moving on, good or bad. But I think a lot of fans held on to that loss, and because that was always like when this Fran stuff was developing last year during the season. A lot of people, I haven't really been the same since that Richmond loss. I've been kind of thinking this has been trending in the wrong direction, and I guess you could make a case.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Didn't make the.
But I thought that game was just disgusting. It was my own fault. I was thinking we're going to beat these guys.
Oh, I thought Iowa was going to win.
Yeah, I mean.
And didn't Richmond lose their next game?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Richmond's been a good program. They had a good coach, Chris Mooney, But Iowa had no business losing that
No,
game. They just
of
didn't.
course not.
They just didn't.
Yeah, but yet they did. So, yeah, I mean, that was Fran's nadir, I think.
Somebody could defend Fran. Well, okay, the 70 team, the six had no reason losing to Jacksonville. Well, Jacksonville did have one of the greatest centers of all time.
And 2 7-footers.
I think Jacksonville was better at that time than Richmond was.
Oh, for sure.
And then didn't Jacksonville make it to the? Did they make it to the championship?
I believe they did.
Now, granted, you only had to win 3 games to get to the championship back then. It was different, but yeah, no, that was just. And see, the thing is, though, Ralph Miller left Iowa before he had any chance to build a reputation of not being able to win in the NCAA tournament. I mean, he just. He didn't. I mean, he was gone after the 6th. Were you devastated when he left?
Yes, I was.
What bugged you more, when he left or when Lute left?
Lute leaving pissed me off.
Because of how he did it?
Because of how he did it, and he saddled us with Carver Hawkeye Arena.
That was his baby.
Yeah. And then he just left. I thought it was BS, and I never pulled for Lute after that.
I wonder if he didn't like the way Carver turned out.
I don't know.
But he had to see them building it with no middle mezzanine and whatever. I wonder if Lute was ever saying to himself, man, those plush seats on the front row, if you got to go to the bathroom or the instead you got to go out. I just can't imagine that never occurred to anybody when that stuff was being designed.
His wife hated it.
She hated the winners. Oh, that's been. Yeah. I mean, Howard Jones's wife. Who else? Other wives that I've heard about over the years. But Howard Jones's wife was the one who, and they went to Duke for a year. Now, North Carolina's warmer than Iowa, but you see, Howard Jones is the one who built USC originally.
Yeah.
He was the one that turned you, and then John McKay took it to another level. But there was Howard Jones, and Lute Olson and Howard Jones's wife were the two kind of famous for not wanting.
Howard Jones said no one was to blame.
I know, but somebody has to be to blame. We're going to blame his wife. Howard Jones, you played that a lot, didn't you? During its day, you still play that, don't you?
Yeah.
Good song.
With pride. I don't mind that song. It's okay. It's okay. I don't hate it.
Jordan Bohannon ended up being a financial advisor.
That's what his dad does. I think he's working for his dad.
Yeah.
Taking over the empire. Hey, why not?
Yeah. I just thought he'd do something in broadcasting.
I don't even know if that was his major.
I just thought the guy was
tweeted
so
a lot?
vocal. He did podcasts and
but I'm guessing he figured, hey, I can go make a ton of money working in this business, or I can scrape in this business, and he made the right decision. Because you can do quite well in that business if you have the right connections, and I think his dad's done pretty well.
Yeah.
What have you? I've got these Iowa interviews coming up, and it's uncertainly with the podcast. I'm not sure how we're going to do this stuff.
Jump on it.
I'm going to have to keep you. Well, Rob, like I said, Rob's going to help me this weekend, and I'll keep you guys posted. But last I checked, we were supposed to have Lester on Tuesday, but I haven't heard any final. The other two have been set for sure, but it's going to suck if I have Lester and I can't turn it into a podcast, and I don't think I'm going to be able to by Tuesday. So we'll see.
Why? I mean, you jump onto one of the, whether you take iTunes or.
Well, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I have people that do that.
Well, they'll have to do that. But I mean,
but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it by Tuesday. So we'll see. Like I said, I keep thinking hopefully I can call customer service and something may change, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's done, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Hannah Stolke made the USA team, which I thought was terrific.
Yeah, I saw that.
As well as Audie Crooks made it.
Oh, from Iowa State.
Yeah,
good. That's good for both programs. Good for the state of Iowa. Those are two homegrown products. And Iowa recruited Audie Crooks because I remember I was over there at the arena when she was on her visit, and I remember I'd never heard of her at the time. And I would have I thought she was probably like a shot putter or something like that. And then someone told me she was a center in basketball. And then I looked her up, and I'm like, wow. When I watched her, I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, she really is incredible. I mean, how much finesse she has for the size she is, and just, I mean, she knows angles. Her ability to shoot the ball off the backboard and what have you. I mean, it's impressive. But that's good for Hannah too. Because, like I said, Hannah's got to play power forward this year.
She does.
Hopefully, they're going to play her at power forward, and because what's her name? Lakin Hayes.
Layla.
She's a center.
Yes, she
I
is.
saw her yesterday. She is a center, and it'll be interesting. I'm guessing she probably doesn't run the court as quickly as Ava Hayden does, because I don't see many centers.
She runs the floor well, though.
But not like Ava Hayden.
Or Hannah Stolke, as far as that goes.
Yeah, I mean, Ava Hayden and Hannah Stolke are they're unique when it comes to running the floor as fast as they do at their size, especially Ava Hayden. I mean, I never dreamed she'd be able to get up and down. I knew Stolke. Stolke ran track. But Ava Hayden, I could not believe how quick she can get from baseline to baseline.
I really like her.
So that's why Hannah's got to play power forward. I from looking at Hayes, I think she's a center. I couldn't.
No, absolutely.
I don't see her being able to play power forward. So ideally, you'd like to get Hannah 30 to 35 minutes a game, and then maybe like this first year, get Hayden 25, Hayes 15. But it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that rotation in the post.
We'll see how fast she progresses.
Yeah, and I don't see right now a lot of Hayden and Hayes playing together.
Probably not,
unless Hayden could make the move to power forward. I mean, like the Twin Tower, those days are gone. Basketball's so different than the days of the Steve Krafsison, and it's just a different game now.
And can Ava Hayden make a 10 or 12 footer? I don't really know.
I didn't see enough of that last year. No, most of the times she scored was in transition or off offensive footpacks, and hopefully that's part of. Well, she and Hannah both need to become better 10 to 15-foot jump shooters.
Yep.
That's the one thing that Hannah still has to get better at. And that's the one thing that's preventing her from, I think, evolving as a power forward. But they have to have her at power forward this year.
Well, she's going to make it at the next level. It's going to be
power forward.
As a power forward.
Hell, maybe even a small. I mean, there's a lot of 6'2" small forwards in the WNBA.
There are.
But I don't see her being able to play small forward. I don't think she has enough perimeter skills. And she's never done it, really. She's always played inside. But I'll guarantee you, Hannah Stolke can get up and down the court as fast as anyone in the WNBA.
You bet.
That wouldn't be a problem at all. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So you got Kate playing regular. Is she starting?
No.
But how many minutes did she play last night?
Kate, probably half the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lucy, I looked up recently. I think Lucy played like 6 minutes in the game.
That's about what she's playing.
She's playing a little. And then who else is in? Well, what's Megan doing?
She's hurt still.
Oh, she's still hurt? Okay.
Yeah.
What's her injury?
It's a leg injury of some kind, not an ACL.
And who she play for now?
Megan plays.
Is it L.A. or
she still plays for the Aces? Doesn't she?
Okay, yeah, Las Vegas. Okay. And then Kate's with the Valkyrie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're San Francisco.
The Bay Area.
Oh yeah, San Francisco. Yeah,
they've got the largest attendance.
Who?
The Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie.
They have more attendance than the Fever.
They do.
Yeah,
probably
Fever's
a big arena.
It's huge. Fever's number 2.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah, I would just think the Fever would run away with it.
No.
I imagine the arena last night was rocking, wasn't it?
But it
sure was.
It's a brand new team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's part of the novelty part. Yeah, I see that.
But they have really embraced that team. And they have played much better than usual expansion teams do.
Well, those fans are motivated for hoops anyway, because Golden State for the last 15 years has been a great organization.
And they're on local TV all the time. And
Yeah. But they've sure embraced Kate Martin, man.
Yeah. No, they played. The Fever just. I always say we. It's not really we.
Well, not really. But.
No, but they just.
Think you'll ever go to a Fever game?
She was. No.
You think you'll ever go to a Fever game?
Yes.
I already have. Have you? You've already been over to Indianapolis?
No, I went to the Fever Brazil national game.
Okay, I'm talking about a game. You think you'll go over to Indianapolis?
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you haven't yet. I figured you would have done that by now.
Yeah.
That will be. But tickets are. I mean, you're going to spend $500 a ticket?
I am hopeful that I can get it for a lot less somehow.
What's your approach, begging?
My approach will be to get on the radio and say, I know there's somebody listening right now that has tickets that can't go. And I want to talk to you about buying the tickets from you.
At face value?
No, I'll pay more than that.
Well, I'll go to Will Call and say, you're Matthew Wilder. You heard my song.
Just go and say, hey, we've had Caitlin on the radio at our station in town, so if you let me in for free.
That was really stupid. I got an inquiry. Somebody found the two YouTubes.
From like 3 years ago?
Yeah, and said, well, how did you get her on the radio?
Well, she was doing the interviews then.
Yeah, I mean, she was.
That was her sophomore. That was her freshman and sophomore year. She stopped doing local stuff pretty much junior and senior year.
The guy wanted to know how much we had to pay to get her on the radio.
Well, she her last year, she basically her only access to media around here was her scheduled events through the team. She didn't do. There was just too many people would have been asking her to be on. She would never have had any free time. Yeah, you couldn't have gotten her. We couldn't have gotten her on her senior year.
No.
I haven't even tried to. I mean, if I was going to try to get her on now, I mean, of course, I'd reach out to the Fever, but I mean, maybe I'd reach out to her. It was funny. I was listening to her talk about her grandparents. She was talking about the Italian side of her family and the Irish side of her family, and her Italian grandfather, who I know, he was at the arena at that time. But she said she's got more of her other side as far as personality. It was interesting listening to her talk, since I know so well half of her family. I know who she was referring to. Like, I mean, her grandfather was the AD and the football coach all my 4 years at Dowling, so I know him real well. And it's just neat when you listen to her talking. Yeah. This person was asking her about being half Italian. And she's like, yeah, but she's like, I'm not like my brothers. They got darker skin and fluffier hair, and I got more of the Irish. And she's not, her skin is a little different, not as dark as her brothers, I guess. And, at least I hadn't noticed that, but she said that. But she handled it well. I mean, it was a weird question at a press conference, but as usual, she handled it well.
No, she's very bright.
I'm guessing she went into that press conference not thinking she was going to be asked about her Italian heritage.
Yeah.
But, maybe she's prepared for everything. Because she gets asked everything.
Well, she does.
Yeah. But that's part of being a star, and she knows it.
Do you think she remembers her answer to the Kinnick Stadium question?
No, and I don't. Well, I get not, since I don't remember it. What'd she say?
No, I wonder if
I
she
can't
would
remember who.
Matthew Wilder.
No, I wonder if she said Drake.
I think she did.
Because, man, when we had her on, he was really...
Connor and Patrick did.
And so did Luca.
Yeah.
Luca Garza, I thought, said Drake when we had him on.
I think she did. I'm serious.
And then I'll never forget the Gallagher, the pitcher, said Post Malone, who I'd never heard of at the time. And now, isn't he pretty famous?
Huge.
But when he said that, he wasn't huge. We were all, I remember that. I thought that was interesting. That was Nick Gallagher.
Yeah, it was interesting. And, he turned out to be right.
But I do think Caitlin, I thought she said Drake. And
I really do believe she did.
And I know Lisa Bluter said Fleetwood Mac.
She did.
I can't remember. Who did Jan say?
I remember that.
Who did Jan say? I don't remember.
I can't remember. Isn't it funny, though, we remember the bad ones? I mean, we'll never forget Megan. We'll never forget Spencer
so
Lee.
Ridiculous.
I mean, we'll never forget Spencer Lee. Do you think he remembers that moment?
No.
So, yeah, probably
I'm guessing he's moved
some
on.
A-hole asked me who, and I don't listen to music.
But he said that he didn't listen to music. I remember thinking, you got to be kidding me. I could not imagine not listening to, especially at that age. I mean, at 21, that's all I did was listen to music.
Yeah, pretty much me too.
But yeah, the theme from Pokemon. But then when Megan came back and dug her heels in, that was, you called that a low point.
She had her chance. She had her chance to redeem herself, to change her answer, and she doubled down.
Doubled down. Came back with more of the pet band. No, those are fun. I look forward to getting those started again when school starts. But I try to remember as many as I can, but now I'm thinking, Kirk and Fran both said Springsteen.
Yep.
I don't remember what Rick Heller said. It is interesting though. That's a fun question. And remember though, Ben McCollum was prepared for it because James Allen had given him a heads up. He's so meticulous about everything he does. He actually prepared for that question because remember he gave you two answers. He gave you two different answers. And I was listening. I'm like, God, this guy did prepare for that. But his attention by watching that practice yesterday, the attention to detail was incredible. Just everything, and it was under Fran too. But McCollum. It just seems like, they were working so hard yesterday in these drills. And it seems like when we'd watch Fran and them guys, next thing you know, they're doing a full court scrimmage, going fast break. A lot of times their practice would kind of evolve into what their games were, whereas yesterday this was drill, 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 drill. And it may have just been by coincidence that was the time we were there. But Cooper Kotz even said, nah, this is not even that intense. We go tougher than this. And remember, guys, it was mid-June.
Yeah.
And if they got that in June, imagine what they're going to be like in
Who's
January.
more open to the press?
Who? What do you mean?
I mean, McCollum.
Well, right now, but McCollum's not going to be doing this media circuit thing that he's done. That won't last forever.
But I
Eventually,
mean, thinking back to when Fran came here and comparing it to now.
well, when Fran came here, this program was starving for success. I remember Fran being out there and going to clubs and shaking hands and trying to breathe life into it. But a lot has changed since then too. Remember, Twitter was in its infancy. Social media, 2010, Twitter had been around for like 3 years, and it really was. I wasn't on Twitter yet when I didn't get on Twitter till like 2012. Things are completely different now. I think McCollum is going to be accessible to a point. But I also think that, Iowa does a good job of making their athletes available. They really do. We have 9 summer interviews 4 with women's basketball, 3 with men's basketball, and 2 with football. That's a lot of access.
Yeah.
And and I'm happy for that. Because I remember when it was not that way. So, I'm pleased that they give us that. Yesterday was good access, and because there's not much, guys. There's nothing going on right now.
No,
there's just not much going on. So.
10:30.
We made it.
Do you think if Caitlin were asked again, she would say, "Let's book the Indiana Fever at Kinnick Stadium"?
You mean for
to fill it up?
Oh, I thought you were talking about music. I think if she asked her about music again, I think she'd say really early Jefferson Airplane. Yeah. What if she said that really early? Talking about late '60s, early '70s. That's where.
It got to be.
You think Caitlin's ever? You think she's ever played that song? I'm guessing no.
No. I am guessing that anybody under 40 hasn't played that song.
Has Molly heard that song?
I don't know. Probably maybe in some movie. If it's in a movie soundtrack, maybe.
Okay.
But you put that in a movie soundtrack. The movie takes a break for 9 minutes.
No, it's 17 minutes.
Yeah.
17 minutes.
Well, there is a 3.5 minute version, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's radio version.
That's stupid.
And then there's a 9-minute version,
which is
and
not
then
enough.
there's a 17.
Okay, the 17-minute version or Whitebird? Which one you listen to?
It's the 17-minute. No.
Do you even wear a Whitebird T-shirt?
Okay.
Whitebird is bleak,
though. It's a beautiful day.
Hey, is the College Baseball World Series over? Do you know, Hunter, is it over?
I don't think it is.
It's Arkansas. Well, I know Murray State got eliminated in there.
Yes.
So who's left? Is it Arkansas, LSU? I haven't paid any attention to. Did you see the game that guy pitched the other day? 19 strikeout, no hitter.
Jesus.
And they asked him afterwards, and he was all pissed off about the guy he hit because that kept him from pitching a perfect game. This kid was unbelievable.
19 strikeouts. That's pretty good.
Hello.
Carolina. It's Coastal Carolina and LSU that will be playing for the championship.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina has thanks, Karn. They have a hell of a baseball program. That just goes to show you don't have to be. I'm guessing they have a huge money access to that program, and they probably have obviously they have really good players on that program. And baseball is different. Everything doesn't have to be power forward. You can be really good in baseball, and that's interesting. Now, I didn't watch any of that kid pitching because I didn't know anything about him, didn't know it was on, but I have not watched any of the College World Series. I haven't watched any.
Nope.
Nothing. I just have never really been. Now, if Iowa was in it, hell, I'd probably be there. But it just doesn't really appeal to me.
I haven't been. Well, I went to an Iowa game this year, but we haven't been to the Colonels yet this year. We generally go once or twice a year.
Which Iowa game? Did you go to an Oregon game? Did you see? Did they win?
No, it wasn't Oregon.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You take away Oregon in those last 3 series, and they probably won.
Yeah.
I mean, they were 21-4 when they went into that last tough stretch at the end of the season. So, but I'm trying to think if there's any other Iowa stuff that's I know Spencer Lee beat that kid from Penn State in that tournament. He beat him 7-2. That Luke Lillidahl. I'm trying to think if there's anything else out there. Recruiting. Well, I mean, big recruiting weekend for football. Dallas's brother arrives today. He's here from today till Sunday, and I got to reach out to Dallas to see how. Now, if his brother's not coming to Iowa, we won't. We're not going to write anything. Now, if he comes to Iowa, of course,
sure.
Hopefully, Dallas will be able to get that scoop. But yeah, this is his 5th and final visit. This is a big weekend for Iowa football visit-wise. This is Herrera was supposed to be here this weekend. And obviously he has since decommitted. I haven't. Have you heard anything more about him, like new schools? I haven't either. No, I haven't been looking either. But this is a big weekend for football.
Yeah, yes.
Big football recruiting weekend. So we'll see what happens.
I'm just still having a hard time getting interested in football.
It's me too. Early. And there is a time of year too where I'm not really interested in any sports.
Yeah.
I just kind of take a step. I mean, I can't watch the Cubs. How are the Cubs playing right now, Hunter? Okay.
But they lost 8-7 in a big game to Milwaukee. Was it yesterday? Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're not losing ground then. Okay. Okay. Well, but yeah, I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else out there. Any interesting? I haven't heard any interesting rumors.
No.
And I'm going to check something. I'm going to check and see.
Jan had a visitor.
A visitor. Yeah, she was from the number of. Top 50 player from where?
Yeah.
She's from Florida, I think.
I believe so.
Like Moran. What was her name?
I should remember, but I don't.
But
Maddie Maneri.
Maddie Maneri, yeah. It had a neat ring to it.
Yeah.
And Iowa is one. I mean, it's a list of who's who. But to get players like that's not going to be easy.
No. But she looked good in the colors, I would say. And she's a 2027 player, isn't she?
Which means she's a sophomore now, right? Going into her junior year.
Yes, going into her junior year.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything. But yeah, big recruiting weekend this weekend, so we'll have some updates either probably Sunday or Monday. I mean, you can't talk to these kids while they're here. I mean, but no, this is a big. It's going to be interesting to see what they do quarterback wise in the 26th class. Because remember, they tried to get that Rhett. What was his name? We did a story on him. He visited Iowa and Iowa State on the same weekend, but then he committed to Iowa State. I heard they really wanted. He was a 4-star kid out of Omaha, and because remember after Herrera committed, they still kept recruiting 26 quarterbacks, and that may have pissed the kid off, but tough. It's a business. Yeah. If Tim Lester wants 2 quarterbacks from the 26th class, that's his prerogative.
Get them. Yeah.
Now they got to scramble just to get one, and I don't know if there's any fallback options here in the state. It'll be interesting to see. They'll get somebody. But the other thing is they may not get somebody in this recruiting class, and they may add another quarterback in the portal.
And they might. It's a new
world.
And
you could also say maybe this Heklinski is sort of the quarterback in the 26th class since he's a redshirt freshman. So, no, it'll be interesting. And, Herrera, I know some people were pissed off at his timing. He's a kid. He's a kid making a tough decision. You just got to move on.
No. I wasn't a bit surprised.
No, I went, I've actually been sort of predicted. I'm like, I'll believe it he committed back in October, and I remember saying, I'll believe it. Yeah. No knock on him, no knock on Iowa. It's just the system. It's the way it is. It happens to the best of programs.
Okay. All right. We got some police reports coming up with Captain Steve and Tommy Lang. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
KCJ.